Hello, everyone, and thanks for tuning in to the Michigan City Public Library podcast. I'm your host, Miss Dana, and today we'll be talking about mystery books. Whether it's a cozy mystery or a murderer thriller, there's a mystery for everybody. But first, it's no mystery that the library has a bunch of events coming up in July. Starting with adult events, we have the Needle Arts Club meeting every Monday at 5:30 p.m. All skill levels and ages are welcome, in addition to sharing of materials and skills. The group has also organized a local chapter of Warm Up America, where volunteers knit or crochet squares, which will be joined together to make full-size Afghans for those in need. No prior experience is needed to participate. Next, Angels Among Us meets on July 14th from 2 to 3 p.m. Do you have an angel story? Listen to and share inspiring stories about the presence of angels in our everyday lives. On July 14th from 4 to 5 p.m., the Duneland Stamp Club will meet. They meet the second Thursday of each month, and new members are always invited. On Friday, July 29th from 2 to 4 p.m., we have Friday Afternoon at the Movies with Cyrano, starring Peter Dinklage. Join us for a summer movie. Award-winning director Joe Wright envelops moviegoers in a symphony of emotions with music, romance, and beauty in Cyrano, reimagining the timeless tale of a heartbreaking love triangle. A man ahead of his time, Cyrano dazzles whether with ferocious wordplay at a verbal joust or with brilliant swordplay in a duel. But convinced his appearance renders him unworthy of the love of a devoted friend, the luminous Roxanne, Cyrano has yet to declare his feelings for her, and Roxanne has fallen in love at first sight with Christian. Moving into events for kids, we have Open Lab on Tuesdays from 3:30 to 5 p.m. Create, discover, and tinker with Lego WeDo, microbits, paper circuits, Ozobots, 3D pens, and more for kids aged 6 to 17. Join us on Wednesdays at 10 a.m. for story time. Children aged birth through 5 can join us for stories, activities, and a craft. On Wednesday, July 13th at 4 p.m., we have another Tinkercad workshop. Learn how to design a 3D model and get it printed for free. No previous experience is necessary for kids aged 9 to 17. On Friday, July 15th at 2 p.m. is our Under the Sea party for all ages. Join us in celebrating the summer reading program with crafts, fun, and a few treats. Costumes are encouraged. On Thursdays, July 14th and the 21st, join us at 10 a.m. for 2 more ocean-themed kids movies. Luca is on July 14th. Set in a beautiful seaside town on the Italian Riviera, Disney and Pixar's original feature film, Luca, is a coming-of-age story about one young boy experiencing an unforgettable summer filled with gelato, pasta, and endless scooter rides. Luca shares these adventures with his newfound best friend, Alberto, but all the fun is threatened by a deeply held secret. This film is rated PG and refreshments will be served. Kids and teens age 17 and under who arrive by 10:15 will have a chance to win the DVD. Moana is on July 21st. 3,000 years ago, the greatest sailors in the world voyaged across the vast Pacific, discovering many islands of Oceania. But then, for a millennium, their voyages stopped, and no one knows why. Walt Disney Animation Studios' Moana is about an adventurous teenager who, with the help from demigod Maui, sails out on a daring mission to prove herself a master wayfinder and save her people. This film is rated PG and refreshments will be served. Kids and teens aged 17 and under who arrive by 10:15 will have a chance to win the DVD. On Friday, July 22nd, the library and Michigan City Parks and Recreation Department are collaborating for summer movies in Washington Park. Join us for Space Jam: A New Legacy. When LeBron James and his son Dom are trapped in a digital space by a rogue AI, LeBron must get them home safely by leading Bugs, Lola Bunny, and the whole gang of notoriously undisciplined Looney Tunes to victory over the AI's digitized champions on the court. A power-up roster of professional basketball stars as you've never seen them before. It's Toons versus Goons in the highest stakes challenge of his life that will redefine the bronze bond with his son and shine a light on the power of being yourself. Rated PG. The movie will begin at dusk at the North Point Pavilion in Washington Park. The movie is free, but normal parking charges may apply. And finally, for library events of July is the last day of summer reading on July 31st. You have until the last day of July to record your reading hours and earn entries to the raffle prizes. Record your hours online, in person, or call the youth services. Now let's talk books. From re-released classics to new favorites, the biggest mystery is which one you'll check out next. First for adult fiction is Reader, I Buried Them, and Other Stories by Peter Lovesey. On the occasion of his 100th short story, Peter Lovesey has assembled this devilishly clever collection, 18 yarns of mystery, melancholy, and mischief, inhabiting such deadly settings as a theater, a monastery, and the book publishing industry. The collection includes that first story that launched his story writing career, as well as 3 exclusive new stories. In addition, Lovesey fans will delight in a personal essay by the author about the historical inspirations and in an appearance by the irascible Bath detective Peter Diamond, who has, in the author's own words, bulldozed his way into this volume. You can find Reader, I Buried Them, and Other Stories in the Adult Mystery Display area under Lovesey, Peter. Next is The Mystery of Albert E. Finch by Callie Hutton. Set in Bath, England, 1982. Celebrated mystery author Lady Amy Lovell is set to tie the knot with Lord William Wethington, a fellow member of the Mystery Book Club of Bath. But on the eve of the ceremony, the festive air in the drawing room is marred by Mrs. Alice Finch's argument with her husband, Albert, in another room. The next morning at the wedding breakfast, Alice falls face first into her breakfast, dead. When Amy and William's favorite detectives are summoned to the house, they see 2 champagne glasses in front of Mrs. Finch and none in front of her husband. Did Albert give his wife a poisoned drink? Always looking for the easiest solution, the detectives charge Albert with the murder. But Lady Amy is not convinced that Albert is guilty. There are too many things that don't add up. In the hopes of being able to leave Bath and begin their honeymoon, Amy and William once again take things into their own hands. Suspects begin to prop up, but nothing takes them more by surprise than the discovery of a second body. Stuck in Bath until the whole poisonous predicament is solved, Amy and William are anxious to collar the poisoner and be on their way to their honeymoon. If they can't catch the killer, not only is their newlywed bliss under threat, but they may not live to see happily ever after at all. You can find The Mystery of Albert E. Finch in the Adult Mystery Display area under Hutton, Callie. Finally, for adult fiction is The Cape Cod Mystery by Phoebe Atwood Taylor. Meet A.C. Mayo, Cape Cod's answer to Sherlock Holmes. Settled down from his former life as a seafaring adventurer, A.C. is a jack of all trades who uses his worldly knowledge, folksy wisdom, and plain common sense to solve the most puzzling crimes to strike the peninsula. And in this, his first case, A.C. finds himself embroiled in a scandal that will push his deductive powers to their limits. A massive heat wave is scorching the Northeast, and vacationers from New York and Boston flock to Cape Cod for breezy, cool respite. Then, a mudraking journalist is found murdered in the cabin he's rented for the season, and the summer holiday becomes a nightmare for all the local authorities. There are abundant suspects among the out-of-towners flooding the area, but they ultimately fix their sights on a beloved local businessman, Bill Porter, as the murderer, unless A.C. Mayo can prove him innocent and find the true killer. You can find The Cape Cod Mystery in the Adult Mystery Display area under Taylor, Phoebe Atwood. Moving into young adult fiction, first is As Good as Dead by Holly Jackson. This is the 3rd in a best-selling series and the breathtaking conclusion to A Good Girl's Guide to Murder series. Pip is about to head to college, but she is still haunted by the way her last investigation ended. She is used to online death threats in the wake of her viral true crime podcast, but she can't help noticing an anonymous person who keeps asking her, "Who will look for you when you're the one who disappears?" Soon, the threats escalate and Pip realizes that someone is following her in real life. When she starts to find connections between her stalker and a local serial killer caught 6 years ago, she wonders if maybe the wrong person is behind bars. Police refuse to act, so Pip has only one choice: find the suspect herself or be the next victim. As the deadly game plays out, Pip discovers that everything in her small town is coming full circle, and if she doesn't find the answers, this time she will be the one who disappears. You can find As Good as Dead in the YA display area under Jackson Hawley. Next is Sense and Second Degree Murder by Tirza Price. In this second book of the Jane Austen murder mystery series, Tirza Price takes readers on another fun murderous romp through one of Austen's beloved novels. When 18-year-old aspiring scientist Eleanor Dashwood discovers her father slumped over the desk of his office study, she knows his death will mean dire straits for the Dashwood woman. To make matters worse, an outdated will entails his estate, including Norland and Company, the private investigation firm where her younger sister Marianne worked as her father's partner and protege, to their half-brother and his haughty wife, who waste no time in forcing the Dashwoods out of their home and into a cramped apartment on London's Barton Street. But before they go, the Dashwood sisters make a startling discovery: a suspicious substance in their father's teacup, one that can only be described as poison. And poison, as Marianne's father taught her, always points to murder. It could be dangerous, it could ruin their reputations, and most importantly, it won't bring back their father. But if the Dashwood sisters can combine their talents and bring their father's murderer to justice, it may bring them all some comfort, and it might even lead to love. You can find Sense and Second Degree Murder in the YA display area under Price, Tirza. And finally, for young adult fiction is Murder for the Modern Girl by Kendall Culper. Until now, 18-year-old Ruby's penchant for poison has been a secret. No one knows that she uses her mind-reading abilities to target men who prey on vulnerable women, men who escape the clutches of Chicago's justice. When she meets a brilliant boy working at the morgue, his knack for forensic detail threatens to uncover her dark hobby. Even more unfortunately, sharp, independent Ruby has fallen in love with him. Waltzing between a supernaturally enhanced romance and a battle to take down a gentleman's club, and loyal friendships worth their weight in diamonds, Ruby brings defiant charm to every page of Murder for the Modern Girl, not to mention killer fashion. You can find Murder for the Modern Girl in the YA display area under Culper, Kendall. Moving on to juvenile fiction, we have The Swallowtail Legacy, Wreck at Ada's Reef by Michael D. Beale. 12-year-old Lark Heron Finch is steeling herself to spend the summer on Swallowtail Island off the shores of Lake Erie. It's the first time she and her sister will have seen the old house since their mom passed away. The island's always been full of happy memories, but with a stepfather and his boys and no mom, now everything is different. When Nadine, a close family friend, tells Lark about a tragic boat accident that happened off the coast many years before, Lark's enthralled with the story. Nadine's working on a book about Dinah Purdy, Swallowtail's oldest resident who had a connection to the crash, and she's sure that the accident was not as it appeared. Impressed by Lark's keen eye, she hires her as a research assistant for the summer. And then Lark discovers something amazing, something that could change Dinah's life, something linked to the crash and her own family's history with Swallowtail. But there are others on the island who would do anything to keep the truth buried in the watery depths of the past. You can find Wreck at Ada's Reef in the J display area under Beale, Michael D. Next is The Peacock Detectives by Carly Nugent. 11, turning 12-year-old Cassie is an expert peacock detective. Her sharp eye for details is why the Hudsons from across the street call her every time their pet peacocks wander away. But there are some things even the greatest peacock detective can't figure out, like why her best friend is so angry lately, why her older sister is cutting her hair off, or why her parents are acting like they don't know each other anymore. Cassie is an expert at solving things, but what's a master detective to do when her whole world is changing and the answers are out of reach? You can find the Peacock Detectives in the Juvenile Fiction section under Nugent Carly. And finally is Duet by Elise Broach. Welcome to the world of Mirabelle, a young goldfinch who loves to sing and dreams of becoming a musical star. She lives with her family in the backyard of a piano teacher, and she is quickly intrigued by Mr. Starrick's new pupil. Michael Jin is an 11-year-old keyboard sensation, but lesson after lesson he refuses to play. With the prestigious Chopin Festival looming at the end of summer, how will he be ready in time? Mirabelle is responsible for Michael's breakthrough. To her own astonishment, she sings the Chopin piece he is beginning to play at the piano. It's their first duet. Thus begins a secret adventure that will take Mirabelle and Michael further than they've ever imagined, in music, in friendship, and in solving the mystery of a lost piano that could be worth millions. A house full of treasures holds the clues. There, Mirabelle, Michael, and their friend Emily will make an important discovery that links the great composer Frédéric Chopin, the trailblazing author George Sand, and the French romantic painter Eugene Delacroix. The fast-paced, history-rich mystery will have young readers hooked as they root for boy and bird in this beautifully told novel, full of emotion and suspense. You can find Duet in the juvenile display area under Broach Elise. Moving on to picture books, first we have Mystery Goo by Sue Fleiss. Beatrice Bly is eager for a new case, and when a sticky, mysterious goo shows up on her desk, she's ready. What is it? Where did it come from? Beatrice is entirely focused on finding out, except that Beatrice is supposed to be figuring out a science fair project with her best friend Nora. Can scientific investigation combine with spy techniques to solve both problems? Spy in Training Beatrice Bly returns in the second book in the Beatrice Bly's Rule for Spies series, using problem-solving, deduction, and STEAM skills in an exciting, fun way. You can find Mystery Goo in the juvenile display area under Fleiss Sue. Next is Detective Mole by Camilla Pintonato. Oscar is a whiz in the kitchen, but he's always dreamed of being a detective. When a squirrel is reported missing, Oscar hopes this will be his big break. Since he's read so many mysteries and has a nose for details, he knows exactly how to lead an investigation. But the clues pile up and he's nowhere closer to solving the case. Will he be able to track down the missing squirrel? You can find Detective Mole in the picture book section under Pintonato Camilla. And finally is Agent Lion and the Case of the Missing Birthday Party by David Soman. Petunia's birthday is today, and she's got everything a birthday girl needs. An excited smile, the perfect bow, a big party. Wait, where is the party? It was here just a second ago. The balloons, streamers, and guests are all gone. In a mad dash to find it, Petunia calls the best detective in town, Agent Lion. You can find Agent Lion and the Case of the Missing Party in the picture book section under Soman David. When you're in the mood for mystery, come on in and find a new favorite. Hopefully we'll see you for a program or to check out new materials soon. Until next time, have a great day. Bye.